Yo, what's up, you guys? I am back. I've ranked up. I am in Diamond in the A, about to be A1. There has been another development. Uh, I guess let's get into the updated deck list here. I tried, as you can see, I tried some hybrid lists. If you've seen on my screen there, I messed around with some other lists. I ended up changing quite a few things. After we do this deck list, I'm not a mathematician, but I'm quickly going to pull up a hypergeometric calculator and just explain to you guys the numbers on these things and why I've landed on them and why I like them. And more importantly, why, if you are playing this exact deck list, it's mandatory if you see Orcus in your opening hand, you just keep the card. Mandatory. I'm going to show you the numbers with the 17 2-drops. You are basically guaranteed to play if you keep even if you keep Orcus. Even if you keep Orcus and you keep Yudi, or maybe a matchup where Sylvia is specifically really good and you feel like you need her because you're fighting an Annan Gray on 5 and you're going second so you can coin out Sylvia to pop it. You just keep Orcus because the odds of you being able to play is so high. The numbers are on your side. But anyway, let's get into the deck list here. A lot of people started playing Base Dragon. This is all I knew it did. I didn't know what else to do. All the other ward characters I don't really like. This card is good because it lets you see a card. And it's also I did feel it kind of like, obviously I'm not just trying to play this on 2 by itself. If you have to, you have to. But I like being able to, I like making a mini board and then playing this just to protect my mini board. Because in the early game, especially before you can use Evo points, if you get an early lead and then you get to play out Leia, you just get so much more chip damage in, and they obviously have to out the Bell Ringer, and then you get to see another card. So I underestimated this card when the game first came out, and I just didn't want to put it in my deck because I felt like the attack mattered so much. But yeah, no, I really am enjoying the card, especially in the later turns or later in the game when you draw it late, and you're just trying to see your more powerful cards as well. It's just a nice stall. You kind of stall a little bit while you wait for your game enders. So yeah, 3 of this. If you watch my first video, I was playing Indomitable Fighter. The thing about Fighter is I found that I was never using his actual ability, his Enhance 4 ability, because it's so easy to pop one card in this game. So I was always playing him with another body. And sometimes I'd play him on 4, like when the game first came out and I had Fighter in my deck, I'm like, whoa, 5/5 on 4 seems kind of crazy. But then you play the game more and you're like, wow, it's so easy to pop one thing. You want to just go super wide so you can get that 2 chip damage in, because they can only pop so many things. So that's why no Fighter, and that's I have Bellringer in. There's some other changes, so because before I think I had 14 2-drops, now I have 17. I put the Ruby in because wanted more 2-drops, wanted the numbers on my side. I also cut some other cards. And the thing about Ruby, which I did play in my deck originally, it just helps you see your bigger cards. It lets you filter. I will say that the cards that I usually put back with Ruby, if I draw her early, and obviously you get rid of the Liams. You can get the other card I find myself getting rid of is Apollo, and then the other card I find myself getting rid of is Puppet Theater. Puppet Theater is a good card if you draw it specifically with the Lovestruck Puppeteer. It can also just be okay by itself because it does generate you a lot of puppets, and eventually you'll get enough puppets to trade with something. But it's not a body, and I'm not really high on this card. A lot of times when this card's in my hand, I don't want to play it. I want to play to the board in a different way, unless I can specifically combine it with Lovestruck Puppeteer to out something in the same turn. Anyway, Phil Dow is the next card. This card, like I said in my first deck list explanation, is cracked. It is super relevant. Like I said before, you just don't take this card out of your deck. Not yet. We don't have enough cards. This card is so good. Especially because when you play Rune, they draw so many cards. And it always feels like they have and in gray. When they go second, they coin it out on turn 4. Honestly, that it's like that for a reason, because the numbers are kind of on their side. They just draw so many cards. They have so much card advantage on you. It's not unlikely for them to see the card. And that's why it feels like it happens every time, because I mean they just draw so many more cards than you. Even though it is kind of high rolly, and when they miss it, you feel like you automatically win the game, but I digress. Like the only way to out that card is you save the fill Dow. When you go first, you save the fill Dow for the Anne in Gray. Or is their name just Anne? I don't know. The main monster. You save it for the main monster. And you try and make a board just big enough where you want them to use their evolve point on it. Because honestly, in my opinion, they're kind of misplaying, and I feel like they're prematurely evolving the dude, like the Anne in Gray. Because as soon as they evolve it, it dies to Divine Thunder, which I'm okay playing my Divine Thunder on their evolve guy, 100%. But it also just feels like they just don't really need to. They're just using an evolve point. But the point I was getting at was the only way to crack that is like there's obviously lines to do it with like certain medical grade assassins or an enhanced puppet if they swing in with the taunt guy. But the best way to out it, because the taunt guy dies at the end of your turn, you just go filled out, evolve, pop the thing, and now you just have board. When you go second and they go first, if you guys remember my first like this is just was my thought process when the game first came out. Obviously, I've learned a lot, and I'm here to share that with you guys. If you go first into that matchup, or sorry, if you go second into the matchup and they go first, they're going to play that on turn 5. If you don't have filled out, it's okay. If you have Sylvia, you do not use your coin early to just play to the board. You just save your coin for Sylvia to pop their thing. That's been my strategy into it, and it's been working. And it's yeah, the coin is not as monkey mode as I was playing it in the beginning. I was just going, okay, I'm just gonna go 2-2. I'm just gonna play to the board better than everyone else, because Puppet Lancer is crazy. But yeah, no, that's the game is more nuanced than that, especially in that matchup specifically. Yeah, Phil, that was really good. It's a necessary card. Puppet Lancer, I feel the same way about it. It's really good. It's gotten a bit weaker because a lot more people are playing this deck. Also, hold up, wait, let me flex to you guys one time, real quick, like get the close up. You know what I'm saying? We'll get to that later. Yeah, Puppet Lancer here, a bit weaker because everyone else is playing Puppet decks. They just exploded. Which, I mean, I understand. I think the deck's fucking crazy. I thought this was the first deck I basically played. Well, technically it was the 4th deck I played, but I played it on the first day. I was just trying to get 5 wins with all the classes. Then I went on a 5-win streak with Puppet, and I was like, yo, what the heck? This is crazy. But yeah, Puppet Lancer is really good because on turn 3, if you don't have Yudi, this guy's Enhanced Puppet pops any card that can possibly be played on turn 3. It's also really good because it kills Yudi. So in the mirror, you just pop the you pop the Yudi with the Enhanced Puppet. There's not really much else to explain. It also just puts puppets in your hands. You want to put puppets in your hands so you can combine them with Noah. We'll get into some gameplay here too, and show you why that's super good. But yeah, Puppet Lancer is good if you play a Puppet deck. I would put him in your deck. I even had a hybrid list with Puppet Lancer in my deck, because I was like, man, just the turns you get to play this guy on 3 going first when they don't coin early to the board, you just run away with the board. Love Struck Puppeteer, 3 of. I think it's the best 2-drop. I just love seeing this card in my hand. I wish I had a third foil. Puppet Theater, I already explained. I'm not super high on the card. It's good in spots, it's good. But sometimes I have 2 in my hand and I'm like, I feel like I don't have any time to play this card. This deck also can draw a lot of cards and hold lots of cards in hand. And I feel like it kind of negatively conflicts with Noah. Because I'm trying to... I shouldn't say it negatively conflicts. It doesn't allow Noah to get... Which I guess is kind of the same thing. It doesn't allow Noah to get max value. But the puppets that Noah would summon are just already in your hand. But I hope you guys know what I'm trying to say there. Next card, Apollo. Originally my deck had 3 copies of this, which I think was correct because I was just like in the beginning of the game you just only played against Swordcraft. Is what it felt like, and that card was really good in that matchup. It's not as good now, but I still think I play it at 2. It's good into Sword. It is good into Forestcraft sometimes. And it's also good can be good into this mirror match. Especially if they are on Puppet Lancer, which, I mean, they just are, because Puppet Lancer is a really good card. Apollo helps swing those Puppet Lancer boards back in your favor. The next card, Medical Grade Assassin, is just bonkers. It's just one of the cards that allows you to crack a board without using an evolve point, which is super important. We've already talked about that before. It's just the being able to... It's like Geno in Sword. It's like you just need ways to pop boards without using an evolve point. And Medical Grade Assassin is really good at that. I still don't think you keep this card in your opening hand, though. That has not changed unless you're specifically holding Lovestruck Puppeteer and you don't have UD. Like, I'm not keeping Medical Grade Assassin in my opening hand if I'm holding UD and... maybe I would. It depends on the matchup. But I'm not high on curving Medical Grade Assassin just on 3 just for fun. Because it says 3 on it. That's not... I'm not a fan of that. This brings me to my next card. But by the way, I mean, obviously you play this at 3. This card's crazy. Like, it has insane spots, and like I said before, it's how you crack evolved boards without using an evolve point, which is like, feels like the core of this game at the moment. Next card, Yudi. I mean, just look at this thing, man. That's really all I gotta say. This card could just be blank, and I'd play it in my deck because I have this version of it. It's actually kind of crazy. I got to the lucky chest, and then you get like a random promotion item that you can use. It's like a discounted item that you can use your lucky chest on, and UD pops up on my screen. I was like, hell, wait, what? And I clicked instantly. Yeah, I'll trade my fucking tickets in. Give me UD. This card is gorgeous and really good because it's just a premium stat line and it draws you a card. It's I mean, she's the mascot of the game for a reason. She's a beast. So yeah. Every time you see this card in your opening hand, you never put it back. If you see 2 in your opening hand, I'm pretty sure you don't put it back, especially if you're going second, because on your second turn, you just save the coin for your turn 1 and you just go coin UD and then play UD. Which is a really strong opener. And yeah, card's just crazy. A card that I hate myself that it's in my deck, but it kind of comes up, and the truth is it's only really in my deck because it's foil, is 1 copy of Puppet Shield. In my original deck list, I had 3 of this. And actually, if you look at the Shadowverse.gg deck list for Pure Puppet, they built the deck how I built the deck in the beginning, and they're like, oh, every Puppet card? Let me just put 3 copies in my deck. And that's like obviously a perfect place to start, but that is not where I am now. And yeah, I'm pretty sure Puppet Shield is not a great card. It does come up though when your opponent gets greedy and doesn't trade to the board and just goes face, and you have stuff on board, and on turn 3 you just go Puppet Shield, double rush 3/3 swing swing, it can totally turn the tides of the game. So it does have its spots, and it does come up, but I will say it does not come up very often. Excuse me. I'll say it doesn't come up very often, and I'm not sure if it's going to be in my deck forever. It's like, am I really playing one Puppet Shield over the third Olivia? I'm not entirely sure. It seems kind of crazy to me. Obviously, they fulfill drastically different roles. But yeah, I think we might actually have a game where Puppet Shield comes up here. The next card here is Divine Thunder. In my original deck list, I also played one copy of this. I still play one copy of it. It's just a really good card. Has its spots. Whenever it's in your hand, you always find a way to play it somewhere. It might be in your hand for a little bit, but eventually it always feels like it's going to get value. And the one, I think it's specifically good in this deck, because I think you can play it in any deck, but in this deck specifically, because the 1 damage to everything else is really relevant because we generate a lot of puppets, right? So we're able to take out those smaller creatures more effectively. We can make use of the 1 damage to everything. Next card, Noah. 3 of, same as before in my first deck profile. This card's crazy. People, now that I see more people play this deck, I watch them kind of misplay it. Because, I mean, as you guys know, you cannot shuffle your hand in this game, so the order your opponent plays their cards, you know how long they've been in their hand. And what I'm seeing some people miss, I've at least watched it 3 times. Because I mentally took note of it. You can kill your opponent from 20 health if they don't know what's happening. So, or if sometimes they just can't help it. If they don't have a card in their hand that says heal, you can just kill your opponent from 20 health with Noah into Orcus. Because Orcus plus 1 of Noah's 0 mana puppets is 10 damage. So 10 and 10 is 20. So when you play this Noah, sometimes it's like I understand it too, and I'm sure I've also done this. You play the Noah and you're like, okay, I get to keep a body on my board, and I get to use 6 damage worth of puppets to clear their board. It's just a nice way to fight for board. But if you're gonna win the game, just use the evolve point on the Noah. And like obviously you need guaranteed setup for this, but it will 100% come up, 100% come up. And usually your opponent's not at 20 health. They've already taken damage. So okay, let's say they're at 14. They play Sylvia, they heal 4, they're at 18. They are dead. Like they're just gonna die. So yeah, Noah's crazy, especially if you can combine him with an enhanced puppet, like we talked about in the first deck profile. Sylvia, I had to make 3 premium copies of this. This card's absolutely insane. I'm pretty sure it'll be in the deck forever. Just read the card. It feels like the best card in the deck, which I said in my first deck profile, even though I know it's Orcus. It's just Pod Greed on a body or heal 4 if your hand is full of good cards. You know what I mean? It's crazy. It helps you. The mirror is very interesting specifically because of this card. Because it's such an effective way of healing that which we're actually gonna get into. The game that promoted me to Diamond, my opponent just went pure 8 mode and just went Orcus Super Evolve. I'm pretty sure he was trying to kill me with Liam on his next turn, and I just go, okay, Sylvia heal 4. I'm out of Liam lethal. Like figure it out from there. Like he couldn't. He just picked up his cards. So yeah, Sylvia super good. I'm sure you guys have been playing enough. The super like let's take the evolve effects out of it. Already a good card. Now look at the evolve effects just pop a card, super evolve, pop 2 cards. It's actually 3 because you get rush and you're invincible. So it's card's crazy. Had to craft premium that. Olivia, I'm on 2 copies of, even though I own 3. I've been really liking it at 2. I don't know. It's not a card that. It's honestly not a card that I enjoy using a super evolve effect on unless I have to. Because, like I said, Orcus is the main win condition of the deck, and you're trying to just build. Sometimes there's a couple ways you win with this. Well, there's 3. Okay, there's 4 main ways. The first way is you just win with 1 Orcus because you control the board with the puppet cards and you get a bunch of chip damage in. You might be playing Noah with an enhanced puppet, and your Orcus is going to swing for 12 damage, and you're going to win the game. The second way you're going to win the game is you're just going to sack your component completely, and you're just going to have 2 Orcuses, and you're going to go Orcus, Super Evolve, swing 8, and then he's going to be like, okay, I have to crack the board, and then you're just going to go Orcus, Super Evolve, swing 8. That's the second way you're going to win. The third way you're going to win is probably by you don't use an Evolve point earlier in the game. You crack your opponent a little bit, you go Orcus, Super Evolve, swing X amount of damage, and then they're at 6 or lower, and then you're going to play Liam on the next turn and kill them with Liam's Evolve effect. No Super Evolve effects left. No Super Evolve points left. The fourth way you're going to win is both players are going to be completely out of Evolve effects. You're just going to build a hand of enhanced puppets with holding your probably your 3rd copy of Orcus. Or maybe your 2nd copy if you're forced to use Olivia Super Evolve just to stay alive. But you're just going to play Orcus, have a bunch of low-cost puppets, and then just play them to the board like you've basically Super Evolved. Like I think we're going to watch a game where I just go Orcus. I have 10 play points. I have 2 buffed enhanced puppets. So I already I have 9 damage Storm just by itself with Lloyd puppet, enhanced puppet, and then I think I played 2 other small Noah puppets, and it was like 13. It was just crazy damage. With no super evolve. So in those super grindy games, Orcus is still just crazy because you have cards like Noah in your deck. And then Liam, I have upped the copy of Liam. I don't want to play 3 because I played 3 and I was like, why is this idiot always just in my hand staring at me? And then I played 2 and I was like, oh, okay, I feel like I draw him at the perfect time. I wish I had 2 copies of him. Sometimes and like I would say in half your games you're not even gonna play Liam. You don't need to. You're just gonna kill him with Orcus, or you like, because Orcus is crazy. But I should say you're not gonna win with Liam. But he's also really good just in those super grindy matchups where there's no evolve points. He just cracks the board because he makes a bunch of puppets, and then you just have a giant body at the end. So good stall, forces an answer, and yeah, this is the deck profile. It has the core concept of it has remained the same. I've just honed in on the cards I like and don't like more, and yeah, this is I'm pretty happy with it. Like I said, I was testing some other versions of the deck, and then I went back to Puppet. I had some success with Hybrid. I was in Diamond, then I dropped, then I was in, then I dropped, and then I was. At one point, I was playing Hybrid. I went all the way to Ruby, and I was like, okay, what the fuck is happening? I'm just going back to Puppet, and now I'm back in Diamond. So yeah, but I will say, I might just be an idiot. I might just not know how to play the Hybrid version of the deck because I had a feeling that it was better. I had a feeling that it's just like you get to play Alouette in your deck, which is just a crazy card. And it just gives you lines, specifically making the Gundam, where it's just like an extra form of reach. So, I don't know. I might just be an idiot. I would not write off the Hybrid version, but yeah. I mean, this is obviously the deck I also just have the most time with. So, and I mean, you play however many games I've played, I don't know, maybe fucking 300 games of Puppet. the obviously the more comfortable you are with the deck, the more you'll succeed with it. Yeah, this is the deck profile. If I was going to change anything about this, I'd cut Puppet Shield and play a third Olivia. It's either cut Puppet Shield and play a third Olivia or a third Puppet Theater, but there's definitely, like I'm telling you, maybe I'm crazy. There's times that Puppet Theater is in my hand. I'm like, I literally cannot afford to play this card. I need a body. But it definitely has its spots. So, yeah. Now, let's quickly get into some math here. This is a hypergeometric calculator. So, let me just refresh this here. So, I'm not going to spend a bunch of time. If you want to use this, this is what you're going to do. Population size, that's the amount of cards in your deck. In this situation, we are going to act like we did not draw Orcus in our opening mulligan, in our opening hand, and we mulliganed, and we also didn't see it. So the state of the deck right now is our deck is shuffled. There is 36 cards in our deck because we have 4 in our hand. This is before we draw for turn. And then there is 3 Orcuses in our deck. Our sample size is going to be 8 here. We're already holding 4 cards, but none of them are Orcus. And we want to draw Orcus on turn 8. The player on turn 8. Sometimes turn 7. How many do we want? We're going to say 1. We're going to calculate. So the number we want to look for here is cumulative probability, which is x is greater than or equal to 1. So basically, the percentage of us having a copy, seeing a copy. If you seeing exactly 1 copy is 42%, but that's not important. Because we're not upset if we see 2. We're actually very happy. But seeing 1, there's a 54% chance. So in 45% of your games, you're not gonna have the outcome that you are looking for, right? So at the cost of keeping Orcus in your hand, or the potential cost of keeping Orcus in your hand is that you are not going to be able to play the game, right? You're going to have a brick in your hand for the first 8 turns of the game. But if you've played the deck, you know how important Orcus is on curve, because it can crack any board, and it also says, hey man, you have to use your resources to answer this. And our win condition is playing a second Orcus a decent amount of the time. So if we go number of successes in sample 2, this number goes down a lot, right? Like we have an 11%, basically a 12% chance of seeing 2, assuming that we did not keep it in our opening hand. I'm not going to go into the math of just like the odds of like just drawing the card. But no, fuck it. Alright, I'll just do it. So this would be for any card you have 3 copies of in your deck. Max mulligan. So let's just say we're gonna see 8. We're gonna see 9 cards because we're gonna draw for turn. Number of successes in sample 1. Calculate. Yeah. So there, for any card in your deck, there's a 54% chance you see it you'll see it if you max mulligan. You'll see at least 1 copy, I should say. Seeing exactly 1 copy is 42%, but again, in all these situations, like, you guys know what I'm trying to say. Now, let's talk about our odds of drawing a 2-drop. We have no 1-drops. Our first play is on turn 2, or it's on turn 1 going second with the coin. Now, how many 2-drops do we have in our deck? We have 17. Drawing 1 in our opening hand, 90% chance. If we keep, let's say we keep one of these is Orcus, and let's just say, okay, three of our other cards is not a true drop, and we're keeping Orcus. Let's say fuck it. We're also keeping Yudi. We have Orcus and Yudi. And Sylvia. We're keeping 3 cards. We're only gonna see 5 cards because this is not Lorcana. How do I do this? Okay, go back. It's 6 cards. If we just keep Orcus and Yudi. This assumes that, wait, hold up. This assumes that 2 of them, it's assuming we know 2 of them. Guys, I'm not a mathematician. Sample size 4. 90% chance. We keep 1. I swear this is not how this works, though. The point I'm trying to make is just look at the number. It's super high. Sorry, this is not very nuanced here. I swear I do know how to do this. I'm just like getting nervous on the camera. But if we max mulligan, because I think you need a different calculator to do this. But if we max mulligan and we put 4 back and we actually see 9 cards, so we draw 1 for turn. We have 17 in our deck. We're just trying to see 1 just to guarantee we can play. It's basically 100%. What I'm saying is you're basically guaranteed to play. So why on earth would you ever put the most important card in your deck back if you have to just you just objectively have to get unlucky to not be able to play the game? Because if you are keeping Orcus and you draw no playables, if you're keeping Orcus and you draw no playables, and you put 2 back, sorry, you put 3 back, you're seeing 7 cards, because you're seeing 3 in your opening hand. We're ignoring the one that's Orcus, and then you're looking at 3 more, and then you're drawing 1 for turn. If you're going first, you're actually drawing 2 for turn. So the numbers are even crazier. It's 99% to see at least 1. So what I'm trying to say is, you can play the game. You can basically always play the game, and it's not always gonna be your preferred play. Sometimes you're just gonna have a Puppet Lancer. Sometimes you're just gonna have a Bell Ringer. Sometimes you're just gonna have a fill down. You're just gonna have to play it because it is what it is. But the point is, you can play, and if you can play, your opponent can make a mistake, and if you don't make mistakes, and you're holding this card that you know how to manipulate to it's basically always lethal when you play it, if you can get to that game state, it's just a win button. Orcus is a win button. It's just objectively true. Orcus is a win button. The card needs to be nerfed. It's the way it is, but being the way it is now, might as well abuse that shit. So yeah, you keep Orcus in your opening hand. I don't know how else to explain it. Look at my Yudi. But let's get into the gameplay. Oh, whoops. Okay, so I'm pretty sure... Okay, this is a diamond game. This might be with my old deck list, but I'm pretty sure I do something nice in this game. Yeah, this is definitely my old deck list. There was a while there where I was keeping Sylvia. Like I said before, might just be worth it. Super impactful card. You can, with 17 2-drops in your deck, you can always play. And when I say always, yes, I have also experienced it. There's going to be a game where you just draw 2 more Orcuses in your mulligan, and you draw Sylvie, Noah's, and you're just looking at a Yudi in your hand, and you can't play till turn 3, and Sometimes that just happens, man. That's the 1 in 100 games you just pray doesn't happen to you in a tournament. But it is just more winning to keep Orcus in your hand. I'm not keeping Liam. I'm not keeping Olivia. I'm not keeping cards like that. If I had Cocytus in my deck, I'm not keeping Cocytus. But Orcus is just that impactful. Like look at it. Look at Orcus here. It's just a win game button. If I'm looking at it, if I'm reading a card that basically says, okay, win the game on turn 8, why would I ever risk not seeing that card again by putting it back, especially when I can always play the game? All right, I'm not gonna bring it up anymore. Keep Orcus in your opening hand. He plays the 1-drop. I go Puppeteer, my favorite 2-drop. Out the dude here. Stream of Life is pretty good for him. I go Field out because I have no choice here. He's got the rush, dude. I haven't been able to get any chip damage in here. Okay, this might be a mistake for me. This is another reason why I cut the fighter from my deck. The thing about playing the fighter just straight up here is it loses to the chick that summons the red guy. You know what, now that I think about it though, you might play the fighter here because he wants to go coin Alouette, and 5 health is hard for him to deal with because Alouette evolved is a 4/6. Anyway, that's not important. I'm thinking I'm supposed to just play. Maybe I didn't. I'm pretty sure I played this because I didn't want him to just go play the one that pops the card. But also, I should just be playing. I should just be playing fighter here. I should be playing Puppet Theater first and just playing fighter and saving field out to pop the Alouette evolve.
Trajectory calculated. Possibility.
I leave the rest to you.
I'm also holding Noah, so I might have been thinking about I'm just trying to get puppets in my hand to use with Noah. To me, it looks like my opponent is winning the game here. Like I mean I think I made a mistake on my last turn, and I'm just like getting shit on board. This guy keeps having his rushes. I never got out the Alouette. But like I said, with Filled out here, he never gets that damage if I go Indomitable Fighter, because the same thing happens, but I just get to go, instead of the fighter evolve swing, I just get to go Filled out pop trade. So he can't survive that. And then he just has nothing to rush into my guy. That was just a mistake. Somehow we win this game. Maybe I turned it around here. We just watched a turn where Noah was super good though. Here I go Olivia. I think I'm going Olivia here because I mean I'm definitely not super evolving here. I think I just wanted to see some cards and heal. I also knew that I had a 2-drop that I could play. I go with the Lancer here. It looks like I think I'm going with the Lancer here instead of the Lovestruck Puppeteer, because I have a Noah in my hand and I'm trying to buff it with buff it for the Orcus that I'm going to draw eventually. I mean it's in my deck. Also, I will mention quickly, yes, the math that I did was not counting any draws from UD or Sylvia or Olivia, but it was just like a base. It was just, I was basically just trying to explain a theory and just put it into objective numbers, or in a quantifiable way for it to make sense. Because intuitively, to me as well, it doesn't make sense. Why am I keeping a drop in my head? But I'm rambling again. He's just trying to make a Gundam. A second Alouette. It is what it is. So this is just the perfect board to, I think I'm just gonna heal here. Yeah, I can just pop this anyway.
For you, dear, I would give anything.
Impressive. Don't move.
Take my life.
This burden is mine to bear.
I was gonna say, I'd be interested to see if they evolve here. I don't think they would. They have quite a bit of HP.
These strings will be around your neck.
And it looks like oh, I just play. I think I'm okay with this. I play the. I'm definitely okay with this. I play this puppet just to, not burn the card that I'm gonna draw for turn. And then evolving the Sylvia here, still leaves me neutral. I have a giant board, and it also, if he makes the Gundam, it protects Sylvia's life. And so if he goes coin, make the Gundam play the dude, Sylvia would die at 5, but she will not die at 7, obviously. And then Noah would also survive, because he's at 6. So there's multiple reasons to pop that. And then yeah, you obviously just play the puppet so you don't burn your card. If he goes Orcus here, it's crazy how far it felt like our opponent was ahead, and then we're just so much further ahead now. He's forced to use his Orcus to clear my board, which never feels good for him. I go Orcus, and I remember why I played this game. I remember why I showed this game. I have lethal here, even though he's at 13. And this is 12. In the mirror specifically, and just I hate to tell you guys this because you're just gonna be like, man, how many lethals have I missed? Because as soon as I did this, I asked myself the same thing. Am I a fucking idiot? How many lethals have I missed, man? Let's just watch how this plays out. You just have to sacrifice the Lloyd, man. Lloyd is a beast, but what is the why see another turn when you can just end the game, man? Pretty cool lethal there. Yeah, Lloyd is it doesn't feel, why would I sacrifice my Lloyd? I mean, you're gonna win the game on the same turn. So what's the point? What's the point of not doing it? But yeah, it doesn't feel very, and for good reason. It doesn't feel very intuitive, because Lloyd is such a awesome unit. You're like, oh, man, I want to protect him. I want to protect his HP bar, especially in that matchup because you want to keep Lloyd at 6 because he counters the Gundam. Because the Gundam does 5 on summon, and he literally just can't break through a Lloyd. It is literally impossible. There's no combination of cards they can have unless they already have stuff on board, which they don't because you just played Orcus. So the board is gone. But it's very important that you don't attack anything with Lloyd even though you're losing the face damage from your other enhanced puppets. That's just a side note. Next game into Runegraft here. This looks like I got knocked back down into Sapphire. Which is just, I feel like I'm just in a forever purgatory of just diamond, sapphire, diamond, sapphire. But I'm trying to get better at the game. Hopefully that changes. Okay, note. This is what I'm talking about. My hand is full of 2-drops. I have a coin. I could totally just play this out, play another one out the next turn, guarantee kill whatever 2-drop they have. But I drew Sylvia. So I'm like, okay, This is I now have my out to Anne and Grea. So there I'm just gonna hold it until the inevitable turn 5 Anne and Grea. So I feel like if I fight against that, if I beat that card, if I don't let that card live, my chances of winning go up dramatically. So he trades here, which I agree with. Let's just hold up. Let's just check out this UD here. The card art is crazy on here. He plays a second Pot of Greed into a Stormy Blast. I'm like, okay, well, this is just typical Rune gameplay. Now I go Puppeteer into my Lancer. Just standard. I'm expecting both of these characters to die. But I don't want to just play one thing. For multiple reasons. But I want him to use this evolve point here. And now we're gonna run into the. It's funny because I draw Filled Out for turn, which is the other card to answer this. But yeah, you only get one evolve point, so I'm not gonna go Filled Out evolve and just play Apollo or something like that. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna evolve here. I play the puppet so I can draw 2 cards, see 2 cards. I find Orcus, and now I get to trade points. Pop Anne and Gray. And yeah, that's just, you just have to deal with. This is how you deal with the board: either Filled Out or Sylvia. And when that Anne Gray doesn't get to hit you in the face for 6 damage, your chances of it's just the most effective ways to deal with it. Plays his third Pot of Greed. So here, it looks like I'm playing Apollo here. This is kind of confusing me. I'm assuming I must be trying to. In my head, I must be thinking. No, this is actually exactly what I'm thinking. I remember. The longer this game goes on with Rune, the higher are your chances of losing, right? Because eventually they're just gonna have Cocytus and Declimb in their hand, that's gonna cost 0 mana. So every time that combo is played against you, I'm sure your chances of winning are about 10%. I'm pretty sure I'm just trying to get these cards out of my hand so I can set up for a lethal with Orcus and Liam. I'm assuming I'm gonna try and go 12 here and 8 here for 20. And it's crazy. All of this is possible because of Noah. The card is crazy. So I go Thunder here, Build-Ow. What the fuck did I just do? Is there a better way to do that? If I just play Liam, it doesn't work. The Divine Thunder. I could go Orcus, but that doesn't let me get through the 12 damage. The problem is with the play I did was getting rid of the enhanced puppet doesn't really let me do it either. And if I only have the Liam's puppets, I only get to go to 10 with Orcus. So I'm not entirely sure here, but I'm pretty sure I'm thinking in my head, if I use a super evolve point on Sylvia, I cannot win the game because my opponent has 20 HP. So I just need to find a way to win the game with Orcus and Liam, even though it's going to come at the cost of getting rid of this enhanced puppet. Because at the same time, I can't just take a million damage.
Young Paragon dons his mask.
I just don't understand why I didn't just play Yudi instead. Like, why was I afraid of the extra 3 damage? That's what I don't understand. Granted, leaving like 6 to the face is crazy, but I'm at 20. I'm also holding Sylvia to heal. Yudi just lets me see another card. And then it also, I can just go a 6 and a 2 next turn. So I'm pretty sure that was a mistake.
This homework's too hard.
So he just goes wombo combo here. He's also opting to trade at 20 HP.
Remain calm. It will
I
be
mean, I get another enhanced puppet in my hand here. And I just go for, I just, as soon as I draw the medical grade assassin, I just see the lethal. Because I'm a fucking beast. But yeah, which is even again, why I should not have played the enhanced puppet. I should have just played the Yudi. Because I had the game plan in my head. I should have just completely committed to it. But yeah, as soon as I drew as soon as I found a way to get another enhanced puppet in my hand, I see the lethal.
scalpel.
I'm perfectly fine just using one of these, or sorry, using both of these, because on my orchestra I'm going to use the enhanced puppet, and I only need one more for Liam.
The screaming has stopped.
He cracks my board. I'm imagining I just go orca. Yeah, I just have to go orcas here. I understand my win condition, so in order for this to work, I need to just swing everything face, play the enhanced puppet,
Let down your guard. Let down your guard.
and this is going to put him to 8. And if he does not heal, he is going to die. He does the crazy shit, the declimb. He plays Cocytus.
You're done for. Crawl like the vermin you are.
And he didn't heal, so the game is just over. Because we have the 0 mana puppet for Liam.
I'll always look
9 damage here.
Nature is a fumbling oaf.
It's funny because your opponents never pick up when you play the Orcas, they always pick up their cards. When you play the Liam, it's like they're not they don't understand what's happening. They just let you kill them. I just end the game with Beauty in my hand. This Beauty should have definitely been played. I definitely messed up that turn. Next game. This is a more recent game.
those ephemeral dreams.
You just keep the UD. I think you keep the Ruby as well because it's just a guaranteed body. There's no point. Okay, this is why. There's no point in putting Ruby back because it's too generically good on 2 just as a 2/2 body to play. And with her ability is basically the mulligan you would have got with the card. If that makes any sense. So it doesn't work in the sense that, like, okay, if you put Ruby back, yes, you can technically draw into Puppeteer, which is a better 2-drop. But Ruby lets you see another card anyway. So it's just, yeah, it's just worth keeping in my opinion. I wouldn't risk putting Ruby back just because the body is so relevant. And if you draw into any of your higher cost cards, it's just too generic. I wouldn't. It's like I said, it's not your most ideal play, but it's too generically good to risk putting back, in my opinion. Especially when you have Yudi in your hand as well. So he coins out Bellringer, which is kind of crazy to me.
Is that a jingling purse I hear?
I put back the second Puppet Lancer. Oh look, this is actually a time where Puppet Shield's pretty good here.
Always watch over you.
'Cause also imagine a situation where he doesn't go Bellringer. He just takes like a more aggressive approach and just swings into me, opting not to trade, saying, "Okay, I'm gonna make this guy trade because I've taken the initiative." Puppet Theater would also just blow him out here, or sorry, Puppet Shield. So yeah, with this play, I mean I now have control of the board. The tempo's back in my favor.
You, dear, I would give anything.
I got a couple lines here. Okay, I do just go with the UD. I'm assuming I just go with the UD.
Take my life.
I'm assuming I just go with the UD because if I go, I mean I can clear it. I just opt to trade. I'm not really sure if it matters. I guess if I go the UD first, I get to see a card which changes my next turn, possibly. But if I go Puppet Theater, or sorry, Puppet Lancer, I need to play the Enhanced Puppet to clear, and then I get to swing 2. Which might be better, honestly. And then on my this turn, I would be going UD plus Bellringer. And I have 2 things on board. I think that was probably better. I'm gonna go with I just really wanted to play UD because just look at the card, man. It's just a max rarity UD. I'm trying to play that shit to the board, man. But no, seriously, I think you are supposed to play Puppet Lancer, use the Enhanced Puppet swing, and then
Pleased to make
just
your
play UD and Bellringer next turn. Because right now,
Excuse me.
I would have a Puppet Lancer on the board. You know what I'm saying? Like I'd have it, like I'd have 2 things on the board because I opted to trade. So I definitely fucked that up.
See you tomorrow.
I lost out on damage for sure.
For you, dear, I would give anything.
Always watch over
So I mean, this is just kind of standard gameplay. We're just fighting back and forth with the board here. I draw Puppet Theater, and I'm assuming this is, yeah, where I need to get these Apollos out of my hands. Like I feel like I've bricked on them, so I just, make a very small board. All right, let's talk about Mecha Cavalier, because what the fuck is this card? This is, if you guys remember my first deck profile, I started the game putting Mecha Cavalier in my deck because I read it and I was like, whoa, this is crazy. You just get to make so many things with your evolve point, and you just get like this giant wall. And then, like I said in my first video, why am I using an evolve point to put up a wall when I can be using an evolve point to break down a wall? You know what I'm saying? Like this is not a like proactive. Like I mean, you do summon a lot of bodies, but especially in this, like there's so many ways just to crack the board in this game. And if you use your evolve point to put up a wall, and I crack your evolved wall, and I now have the board, I have initiative, and we're just neutral in points, man. Like I'm it's just pure advantage on my end. So anyway, he puts up a wall with Mecha Cavalier. Card is literally horrendous if you do not evolve it. It's actually unplayable. I mean, imagine I just go Sylvie here and just crack his entire board.
I'll always look forward to
Yeah,
ambition, sire.
nice Mecha Cavalier, man. And like honestly, if I'm being completely honest, this guy probably played like a million copies of, or played against like Face Dragon probably a million times, and he's like, man, I'm sick of these guys. I'm playing Mecha Cavalier. Fuck these guys and their intimidate shit. So I could totally see it as a tech card. But yeah, there's definitely a reason it's not in my deck. Because, I mean, I just explained it. You have cards like Sylvia in your deck, and you're using an evolve point on Mecha Cavalier. I just don't, like, that's fucking crazy to me.
Dons his mask.
So here I'm just medical grade assassin. I would go Ruby. I get rid of the Apollo. Not gonna get a lot. So side note, another thing on Ruby, which I did not actually know was possible. You can put the puppets back. Like if you have extra, like, and I didn't know this in the beginning of the game. If I did, Ruby would have been in my deck the entire time. Because I just assumed did not work that way. I'm like, how can I put a token back and get a card back? And then I just tried it, and it worked. And the puppet obviously doesn't actually go back. You just get a card. So, yeah. But obviously this puppet is better than Apollo in that situation. But if you did not know that, maybe I'm just the fucking idiot, but I just assumed it would not work. So I never tried it. But then I tried it, and I'm like, whoa, I just got a free card. So yeah, just make a half board here, crack the board, pass it back to him. Wait, he goes Puppet Shield here. Nice way to crack the board.
I'll always watch over you. Thanks for the business.
The screaming has stopped.
And he plays Mecha Cavalier, and he's like, oh shit. My opponent's at 19 health. I only have 2 evolve points left. How the fuck am I can't evolve this thing. For a couple reasons. I mean, he has a giant board here. Like, you get no value off of it, but now he just has his card in his deck. He has a 5 mana 4/4 ward in his deck. He doesn't want to use, you know, it's just it's like basically it feels like a brick.
I lost my strengths and gained a heart.
So here I'm just going,
Together. I want to be
I just go Orcus here.
guard.
I'm assuming I do this just to,
Let down your guard.
I don't know, I put him at 8. I don't know. This might be a little. The thing that this does is it forces out an answer back that I can most likely crack with. I mean, I basically can guarantee crack his board because I have Divine Thunder, Phil Dow, 2 evolve points, Medical Grade Assassin, plus the Love Struck Puppeteer. Like yeah, no, whatever board I'm seeing in the game, I can kill with this hand. Wait, and that's crazy because my hand does not look that crazy. So he goes Sylvia here. And he heals. This is cannot, I mean, he heals here. The thing is I guess he's healing here. He's healing here, but he doesn't even die. This cannot be correct by my opponent.
Let down your guard.
I don't even have maybe he's just scared of Liam plus another thing. But I don't know, man. It depends on his hand. Excuse me. Let's see what he's played. I mean, he's basically played nothing. Like, he's definitely not holding Orcus. Yeah, I don't know, man. He's just hoping he draws cards. I don't know. Like, that's not a great way to deal with my Orcus. So I imagine I'm just gonna put up a board here. Wait to draw Liam, do some chip damage. He plays his Noah.
These strings will be around your neck.
I'll always watch over you.
Gets a pretty good clear here.
It will be over soon. Scalpel. Take my life.
I'm not 100%. Okay, am I?
Has stopped.
My opponent okay? I don't know. I've misplayed 100 times too. It's not fair for me to say that. Yeah, Divine Thunder just like, and that's the spot where like Divine Thunder was in my hand for a while, right? And then eventually it comes up, and you're like, this is the perfect time for Divine Thunder. He goes Liam.
See you tomorrow. Thanks for the business.
And like I said, I just have the cards to crack any board for the most part.
These strings will be around your
I'm pretty sure I'm going to kill this guy with just Orcus. No,
My strings.
no super evolve.
And a heart. Let down your guard. Trajectory.
It's actually gonna be kind of cool.
I want to be heard. Let
So he definitely did not have Orcus in his hand when he decided to heal with the Sylvia.
let down your guard.
He also played. Still don't know why he played the enhanced weapon that turn, but yeah, it's gonna be pretty cool. I just have lethal here, no evolve on the Orcus, because this is why I know it's crazy. Also, this is another line where you have to sacrifice the Lloyd, or you're a damage short. It comes up. I'm telling you, it comes up way more than you'd think.
Let down your guard. Let down your guard.
Comes up way more than you think. Honestly, I actually didn't have to sacrifice the Lloyd because I could have just used an evolve point on one of my puppets. But yeah, I think it's better to try and calculate without using the evolve points. Just always have have the math in your head. I mean, that's until you forget you have an evolve point and you miss lethal because of that. But yeah, that's why you watch your games back. Take mental notes. I think this is the game that promoted me to Diamond,
Ephemeral dreams.
so I just threw it in here.
I'll bind them together.
So yeah, I got rid of the Apollo and the Sylvia, I believe. Which, guys, I'm honestly not 100% sure. I think you do keep Sylvia.
give anything.
I don't know if you keep Noah.
For you, dear, I would give anything.
I haven't cracked the code yet. So this looks like just a mirror match.
Take my life.
My opponent has elected to. This is what I don't really agree with. He coined out his guy, and then he elects to trade with me. And I feel like if you're taking the initiative like that, and you're saying, okay, I'm actually going to play the first thing to the board, I feel like you want your opponent to. You want to force your opponent to trade.
I'll be your mentor.
He goes duty here. And I know and the Lancer turn felt weird here because I know he hadn't used the puppet yet, but I was like, okay, I'm not just going to get hit in the face, right? So I get rid of the Apollo here. Play the bell ringer.
I would give anything.
Trajectory. Calculated.
This is honestly a pretty good. Yeah, he gets a nice clear here and 3 damage face because he gets the 2 puppets off the puppeteer. And he has a ruby to play, so it was a really good turn by my opponent. The only way I have to crack this is, and I can't even fully crack it. I have to evolve my own puppeteer and just trade this Yudi, and then I'd imagine I hit the ruby here, because I just want to maintain a board presence, and I'm pretty confident he has no more puppets in his hand.
Remain calm.
He has a medical grade assassin. That is what it is.
Scalpel. Take my life.
This is fine because I mean, if you look at the game state right now, it looks like my opponent is beating the shit out of me. But like completely. Board presence, same evolve points, 7 more health than me. But my hand is just fucking primo. Like holding double Orcus, holding 2 no. I'm literally holding 2 copies of the best cards in my deck. So yeah, we can definitely fight back.
Strings will be around your neck.
So this is a situation where if I can wait. Okay, I could have saved these, just evolved and smacked to try and set up lethal on turns 8 and 9. But I'm holding another Noah. And I'm pretty sure it just, in every way, it felt worth it just to clear the board and not use an evolve point.
This might hurt.
I feel like this might be a mistake from my opponent.
Shall fall to
I
the
don't really think he was pressured. I guess if it was his only way to crack it, I guess. But this just seems like a drastic commitment. To deal with like just a Noah. Especially when you're an Orcus deck and you really, really, really value those super evolve points. Like, I'm gonna, especially, there's no way in hell I use a super evolve here, right? Yeah, I just go Sylvia, normal evolve, and crack this way because, like I said, the super evolve point is so important.
a jingling purse I hear?
For you, dear, I would give anything. I'm here to spread the love.
So he just makes a board here. Something that honestly I would do, where you're trying to hold the card probably to crack back an evolved board, and you want to put just enough of a board out there where your opponent feels like they have to evolve to crack it. But I only have good cards in my deck, so I'm just gonna play Noah.
Lost my strengths and gained a heart. Let down your guard. Don't miss.
And now I'm at 16, and my opponent,
To be heard. Let down your guard.
I mean, he's just trying. I'm assuming he's just trying to set up for Liam, trying to get me in Liam range.
I lost my
It's important here. Like, I know I just said that out loud. Don't worry, guys.
okay to feel
He cannot play Liam next turn. So that's why I put up the Orcus here.
guard.
And here I'm thinking I'm just gonna beat my opponent just in the resource battle because I know he can't play. I know his Orcus doesn't do a lot here. It needs to be Orcus plus +2 or plus a puppet, which is possible. I think he's actually holding one, but it doesn't do a lot in the sense that it doesn't kill me, right? And then I have the Sylvia. So what I assumed he was trying to do was he also heals for day 4 here.
I seek to fall from paradise. It is what it is.
And now he's just completely out of, yeah, I don't know. He's completely out of resources. I am, because I especially know that he has a plays Puppet Theater here. Like, it's basically illegal to play Orcus because I'm just gonna make sure I heal out of the lethal, the Liam lethal. He doesn't even have an evolve point, but I must have just thought that anyway.
I have much to learn.
Yeah, he just picks up his cards. So at 19 health because he's just can't win the game. This brings me to a point that I don't think I brought up in the beginning. You can't just blow your load. Like sometimes, like you're holding 2 Orcus, you're like, okay, fuck it, put them on. Better figure it out, man. And sometimes that's all you can do is put them on better figure it out because you don't have a way to guarantee your lethal. But with Orcus, if you're not under pressure, like my opponent had, he's opting to heal with Sylvia instead of draw cards. At what did he have? He had 15 health. He ended the game at 19. If I'm him, I'm trying to draw cards there, and I get it. Your HP bar is so important, so I can understand his thought process. But when he played his Orcus, and granted, I don't know his hand. Maybe that's all he could do. But I tried my best to set up guaranteed lethals with my Orcus from it, especially if I only have 1 super evolve point left, because it's relatively easy to heal in this game. But if your opponent doesn't feel pressured to heal, they're gonna try and just play to the board. So you can just get like sneakily lethal them with like your 13 damage lethals from Orcus when everyone's expecting you to play Orcus Super Evolve and do 8 damage. So if they're above that buffer, they feel safe even though you can make it so they just die. But yeah, uh, that's it for me today. I'm gonna keep playing. If there's any more developments, I will let you guys know. But yeah, I'm just gonna try my best to keep getting better at the game. Hopefully, stay in Diamond here. I'm gonna hit Master here eventually, and then yeah. Hope you guys learned something from the video. Sorry about the inconsistent uploads. I am just a dude with a job who plays card games for fun that I am passionate about. But yeah, I'm a carpenter. I work a lot, so yeah. Uh, hope you guys enjoyed. I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.